Invented by a succubus. Call assist. Pencil dripping from the way I spit. Fell in love with this. Sis got music, now she in my grips. Wanna take a sip.
Well, everybody, it's your boy JR Incorporated here to bring you another movie review. I haven't done one of these in a long ass time, so let's sit back and enjoy this movie review. Today I'll be reviewing They Come Knocking, and that is a movie basically is about a father named Nathan and is taking his two daughters, Caroline, I think it is. Caroline or something, or CJ or whatever, and their youngest daughter Maggie, and they're going on in a camper, and they are going to go spread out their mother and his wife's ashes after she died of cancer. While they're out in supposedly the same spot that he proposed to her, that same night. There's also problems there as a family, with them struggling with the obvious death of their mother, and their one of them, the oldest one, blames their father for not giving up on the mother. But when both and deep down in her heart, they both know that there was nothing they could do anymore, and that she was going to die. And the mother had asked him to move on and to forget about her after she had died, and that basically put her out of her misery at some point. And anyways, while they're on this trip on the first night, they encounter Black-Eyed Kids. And it's about their struggle to survive the coming 2 nights out there, and how they're, basically about that. And in the story, so I'll go in depth on what, basically you see. Now, I'll tell you this now. I've had a BLK experience in my life. It was one of the scariest things and everything. But the face in this movie was more terrifying than the face I saw when I was 11 years old. Period. Okay? It was just a lot more terrifying, and I'll show you when I upload this video. I will have a picture of the BOK. I'll probably as the thumbnail, and I'll have the actual fucking movie title or movie title thing as the picture you'll see when you go by. I hope you will watch this movie. It's on Hulu. You can watch it for free for Hulu if you have a Hulu subscription. I'm not sure about anywhere else. I know it's on Hulu because I watched it on Hulu. Honestly, all I gotta say was a really good movie. It didn't overly scare me, but it got me unnerved. A lot of scenes. Particularly, I don't really like dolls in horror movies. Never liked dolls in general. I just don't like dolls. I have, not to say a phobia, but I just don't like porcelain dolls. And there was a scene in particular where they're like in a junkyard area, and a gigantic metal crate thing is a fucking porcelain doll just sitting in a chair, and it scared the fuck out of me because I was not expecting to see that at that moment in time. It's just it was really the movie was really an allegory for regret, loss, and deep sorrow, and wondering if what you're doing is the right thing the entire time. The dad constantly is trying to hold his family together. His daughters, one daughter won't even talk to him. Like in the beginning of the movie, one daughter literally is sitting in the camper while the other two are in the truck, not even associating with the other. That's how screwed up their family dynamic is at that point. And by the end of the movie, they basically their dynamic is put back to, I guess, somewhat together, in the fact that both father and daughters end up leaving in the same freaking, well, obviously the same car. While my favorite moment is when the first night, when the BLKs show up and they knock on the door and it says, "Please let us in. We want to come in. We want to tell you something." And he says, "I got a gun. You can't come in here." And that's okay. We'll make you come out eventually. and then they're there for like 5 more minutes, and then they walk into the darkness, and that was it, the end, like their first encounter. Telling their first encounter is that the older sister sees one while during broad daylight while eating at a truck stop on Father's Day. Or on a gas station truck stop, whatever, on Father's Day. Out the window. Forgive me if I yawn because I didn't sleep well last night at all. I actually didn't sleep. Not because of any horror films or nightmares. I just didn't get to sleep till like, I think 6 in the morning. No, I fell asleep at 5 and I didn't get to sleep till like I only slept for 3 hours. So yeah, fuck me. But overall, it was a really good film. If I had to give it a rating, I would probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't horrible. Again, it wasn't scary at the same time. I mean, there are some things that got me jumped me. Another great moment in the film was when the dad ends up going off on his own and gives the daughter a walkie-talkie, the older daughter, to talk to him while he's off on his own, trying to seek help because their car won't start after the first night. And he comes across another camper where it turns out they're true to their word and that they were actually going to make you come out because that same thing happened to that person. And the only thing is he ended up killing himself with a rifle. The only dumb fucking shit was a dumb moment was he tried to fire. It was like he tried to shoot them, and it didn't work. And he realized at that moment, like, there's a playback where he's like, "Oh, we have a gun, and we're not gonna let you in." And this will make you come out eventually. What ended up was gonna lure him out was that he had exhausted all his food and water supplies, and which I gotta say was pretty ingenious on the BLK's part. They had like a water bottles like put out in a row, and like kind of taunting him, "Yo, come outside, you'll get some water." And but they're like, "You come outside, you die," so you know. I also thought it was interesting that we saw that the BLKs would take the form of their mother to all three of them to their mother and the wife to kind of fuck with them, and the only one who ends up falling for it is the little girl, Maggie. To the point where there's an entire thing where they also think she's dead because their sister is able to get in the room that they were hiding in, that he had told her to lock the door, and she's dead, bleeding the fuck out in the bathtub, which was an optical illusion portrayed by the Black Eyed Kids, which was a really brilliant scene entirely. I love that scene too because it was like a mind fuck. Like, you're like, "Oh fuck, great, a little girl's dead. Nah, that's not good." Maggie's like, "Fucking dead, that's not good." So then the daughter's like in hysterics telling the dad what happened after he gets back into the camper, and he walks back, and she's like, "Oh yeah, she's dead," or she's crying, "She's dead, she's dead, she's dead." Walks in, and then like, no blood, no nothing. Nothing's in the fucking bathtub. Like, there's no way they cleaned it up. So it was it was an illusion, or it did happen, and they just would clean it up real fucking fast. Turns out it was an illusion. So that's really the gist of the movie. Definitely go watch They Come a Knocking. If you want a good BLK movie, which is about BLKs, because it's the only one that's an actual horror film, then go check that out. Peace.
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。近づかなきゃ、てめえをぶちのめせないんでな。ほうほう。では十分近づくがよい。Let me show you how to scratch it.